Everybody, Alan Slaughterzinski back here at Satellite for the Bid College Recruiting Fair, and I'm here with Joseph Nieves, and Joe is a recruiter and kind of jack of all trades for, and let's say that, right? The Joe of all trades for Warner University. And Joe, you have been pretty much around every level of this sport and in here in this gym as the kids get ready to come in. What do you find in an atmosphere like today? What are you looking for here today?
Well, we're looking for guys that are coachable and that are willing to do whatever it takes to help a program win games. Nowadays, these guys are athletes, but then when they get to a college level, they have to choose a side because they're not going to be able to do the same thing they did in high school on the collegiate level. So we're looking for guys that are willing to, be that guy that can say, okay, I'll just play on offense or I'll just play defense or special teams.
You've kind of done it all, right? I mean, so a couple of months now here handling these duties for Warner. Tell me a little bit about that and, how you made the transition to doing this.
Well, I know Coach Burks personally. He's a real good friend of a friend of mine, and that's how I got to know him. And he brought me in basically as a volunteer to start with, and also because I have the knowledge of a lot of the aspects of the game. I've been doing this. This is my 19th year coaching football. Did it for the youth level to high school level to the minor league level, semi-pro level, and now on the collegiate level. He just wants me to come in and help share my knowledge, and then he fits me in where he needed, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to help him win games and help the university be successful.
The involvement that you have had has been deep. I mean, you've organized events, you've run events, you've coached events, you've done it all. When you leave here today, first of all, how many of these events would you say in your short period of time? Have you done many of these?
Well, I've been a national recruiter since 2010. I worked with a lot of D1 universities. So now I'm actually scaling down some because we need the smaller universities to be able to pick up these athletes that aren't able to make it to a higher level. So basically just get their foot in the door just like anything else.
How much has the transfer portal and, recruiting just changed the landscape, making an event like this so important? Because to me, this event is huge.
Well, the transfer portal kind of makes these kids that's coming out of high school work even harder to be able to get their foot in the door because of the fact they're being overlooked even more now. It more so than when they were before years back. It's gotten actually worse for them. Not really worse, but they have to work harder. They have to be able to showcase their abilities. That's why they play multiple levels and facets of the game. So if they can't make it in on offense, they can get on the special teams or defense or whatever. They can get their foot in the door. But this helps out because this is a way for them to still play the game that they love, still get an education as well, and be able to leave home and just say that they're somewhere on campus, somewhere playing football, maybe not where they want to be, but they'll love when they get there. So we're trying to show them that they can love a university, even if it's not a Clemson or Florida State or Miami.
It all matters, and it matters even more in a day and age like this. Let me ask you this now. This is for 2025s here today. What advice do you have, let's say, for the 2026s, for the kids that aren't going to the D1, P4 schools? What would you tell them heading into the offseason right now? What do they need to do to get themselves ready, say, to be the type of player Warner University's looking for?
They need to work hard. They need to stay in touch with coaches when they reach out. Don't just look at them as a lower level coach and now don't have to speak to them. And when they text them, they need to be more versatile in their text. They have to actually have a conversation with the coach. Yeah, they have to have a personality because a lot of coaches, they get yeses and nos, and when they ask them questions, that's not enough. Right. So they think they're not interested. So the 26ers, they need to start now with going to camps. I know camps, everybody says it's a money grab, but it's not. Camps are a way for you to showcase your abilities in person and be able to get offer on the spot and be able to visit the campus as well while you're there if it's on campus.
You're hearing it right here from a guy who's a college recruiter, works for Warner University, in the football program. Joe, thank you so much for taking a couple of minutes and spending with us today, because it is so important to hear from a guy like you who has, just done it all in this sport and knows what these student athletes need to do to get themselves to the next level. Because honestly, if they're here today, there's not that much more. There's not many more shots. I mean, I'm not trying to minimize this, but this is February. National Signing Day was 3 weeks ago. They need to get the ball rolling, don't they?
Yeah, because they can't wait till they graduate.
Right.
So they need to do it now. They need to get their hands on everything they can to hear, all the papers, the literature, everything. And we have also, now it's updated now, we got actual codes that can scan to get everything that we have as far as our university, what we have to offer. Something I had to learn because I'm old school, so I'm used to writing everything down. But these kids nowadays, they use their phones a lot, so this is an easy way for them to scan stuff and get all the information they need. But they need to start now, because they can't wait till May, and then they're scrambling, looking for a place to go, and they end up going somewhere they don't want to be.
Right.
So what happens is they be there for a month or two, and they call them home and say, I want to leave.
Ready to transfer.
So,
Right at the gate.
and we're trying to keep a lot of these kids in Florida because it's beautiful here in Florida. The weather's beautiful, but there's also schools here from other states that can offer them just as much, but they just got to get used to getting away from home and not crying for everything.
That's right. That's right. Man up, in other words. But Joseph Nieves, thank you so much. Yeah, absolutely. For Joseph Nieves, I'm Alan Slaughter-Zinski for the Brevard Sports Network.